You know what's funny? When you're on a date with a new guy and the whole time he thinks you're vibing, but really you're just waiting for your real man to say he's sorry.
A lot of guys get nervous about their girlfriend's ex-boyfriends. They get jealous or whatever, but what I want to tell you is that you don't need to be jealous of any man from her past if she was the one who dumped him. She left him for a reason. She wanted something better and now she's with you, so you're all good. But if there is a man in her past who dumped her, you're in trouble. The relationship could be good. You like her, she likes you. All of that affection could be very sincere. But the man who dumped her, who ended things with her on his terms, he has a special place in her heart because by ending the relationship, he's made that declaration to her, you're not good enough for me. You don't get to keep being in a relationship with me. I'm ending things. That man is dangerous. Even if she is happy with you, if that ex was to come back into the picture and say, I've changed my mind, now I'm ready to be in a relationship with you, a lot of women will consider it.
I'd rather be with him and he treat me horribly wrong than be with you and you treat me right.
She's not alone in that. A lot of women feel the same. Attraction for women is not based on who treats her the nicest, but on who she perceives to be the highest quality. And what more powerful a demonstration of quality is there than a man dumping a woman? With his actions, he has declared, I am above you, I'm too good for you, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I'm ending things. She is beneath him in terms of quality and he is above her. This is the perfect recipe for hypergamy. Hopefully you've watched enough of my channel to know that women only date up. They're looking for men that they can admire, men who are above them, men of high quality. And it seems like proof to her when he dumped her that he is higher quality than she is. What she said in that clip is difficult for men to hear, but it's accurate, right? Like lots of women would rather be treated badly by a man of high quality than be treated well by a man of low quality. I understand that this paints a very problematic picture of female psychology and attraction, and that's why channels like mine exist on the fringe. This information isn't really ready to go mainstream yet because the culture isn't ready to perceive women in this way. My latest Patreon video, which you can check out here, explores this phenomenon, what barriers exist to this going mainstream, whether that's ever possible, what we can do to move it in that direction. So if you want to do a deep dive on this stuff, definitely check that out. But this idea that women would be specifically attracted to a man because he treats her badly, because he dumps her, is counterintuitive to a lot of men because they don't truly understand what drives female attraction. They don't understand hypergamy. So I want to explain that and why that instinct for hypergamy makes the ex-boyfriend who dumped her the most dangerous man in the world to your relationship. But first, if you want to be attractive to women, then we know that appearance-wise, you need to make a good first impression. You need to be well-dressed. You need to be well-groomed. That's where the sponsor of today's video, Tiege Hanley, comes in because these guys have created an amazing line of skincare products specifically for men. Specifically for lazy men, just like myself. I don't know anything about skincare. I'm way too lazy to do my own research. I'm certainly not going to go to the effort of creating my own skincare routine. But luckily for me, Tiege Hanley has already done all that hard work for me. Their starter box comes with everything you need. You've got your AM cream, you've got your PM cream, you've got your daily moisturizer, you've got your facial scrub. You apply that facial scrub twice a week. How do I know that? Well, because the instructions told me so. That's what I love about Tiege Hanley. There's no effort, there's no thinking. You just do exactly what the instructions tell you to do. When to apply the creams, how much to apply. Just sit back and watch your skin improve. And if you live inside the US, they'll even ship it directly to your door for free. People love this product. Check out these recent reviews. Great products. I've noticed already that I don't have puffy eyes in the morning and I look better overall. The level 1 skincare has the basic needs one has for a man who's starting out on his skincare regimen. Definitely a plus in my book. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're giving my audience an amazing deal. When you order the starter box, not only are you going to get 30% off, but they're going to throw in a free gift as well. So click on the link in the description box below and get awesome skin today. But taking it back now to hypergamy and this phenomenon that we see playing out in the dating market again and again and again, where a man can ignore a woman or even mistreat her, and yet she perceives him to be higher quality because of those actions. The reason is because she's so sick of simps and nice guys. She's got so many men who are just constantly tripping over themselves to do her favors and pay her compliments, but this guy who doesn't really seem to care whether or not he treats this woman particularly well, he's obviously got got abundance, he's got options, he's not desperate, he's not needy, he's not clingy. You see, hypergamy makes women suspicious of men who are too keen, who chase too hard. When a man is treating her too nicely, she's likely to think, why does this desperate loser keep chasing me so hard? Doesn't he have any other options? Why does he need to act so nice to try and ingratiate himself with me? By the very virtue of pursuing her romantically, he's actually making himself less attractive to her.
One thing a guy can do that will instantly make him like more attractive.
More attractive?
More attractive.
Don't show interest in me. Don't show interest.
Don't show interest.
Yeah.
Oh, you need a toxic guy.
You've got to understand this about women. They are attracted to men who are not attracted to them. At least not in a desperate way. They don't want men who are needy, who are clingy. Those kinds of men disgust them. But a man who's so not needy, so not clingy that he just ignores her, walks away, doesn't want her, doesn't need her for anything, wow, he stands out. What a man. And who better fits that role than the ex-boyfriend who dumped her? It's the ultimate expression of, I don't need you. It's like this woman says, don't show that you're interested. That makes you more attractive. Well, there's nobody less interested in her than the man who was with her and then dumped her. I have a personal story that demonstrates this perfectly. Years ago, back when I was like 20 years old, I was dating a girl and it was going fine, but about 3 or 4 dates in, I realized that this didn't have any long-term potential. And so on our 4th date, I was honest with her. I said, no, I think this is done. I think we've run our course. I don't think we're suited to each other. After breaking up with her, I saw her transform in front of my eyes. She became so much more attracted to me. She even said that explicitly. It was crazy how she changed up. After I dumped her, she was absolutely desperate to get me back. If you like hearing about real stories, real examples, you want to see how this theory plays out in real life, definitely check out my course. But all of this reinforces that if you're dating a woman who has an ex in her past, a man who dumped her, then you have good reason to be concerned. He might come back at some point and just easily scoop her up, scoop her away from your arms. In practical terms, your best defense against that happening is that the man himself probably doesn't want to come back. He dumped her for a reason. He's moved on. Why would he look backwards? But that's not particularly comforting, right? Just to know that, well, he doesn't want her anymore. Therefore, yay, lucky you. And just because he is no longer keen doesn't mean that secretly inside her heart, she doesn't still pine for him. And that's not good for your relationship. And you being a nice guy, a good boyfriend isn't the defense that you think that it is. Even if you treat her well and she's really happy and her ex-boyfriend was a scumbag who treated her really poorly, if he was the one to dump her, he's still going to exist in a large part inside her heart. He was the one who ended things, and that's going to be hard for her to move past.
The worst ex, pick him, okay? What's 3 things you hate about him?
The best and the worst ex are my ex that is in prison. So the worst thing about him is that he's a criminal. I miss him. When he gets out, hit me up.
What did he do?
Aggravated robbery.
He's a criminal. He's in jail. Aggravated robbery. I miss him. I guarantee if she was the one who dumped him, she wouldn't still miss him. But getting dumped hurts the ego. And for a low-quality woman, the psychology is quite simple. He's the one who made me feel bad about myself when he dumped me. But if I can get him back, I can prove that I'm high quality, that I deserve good things, that I'm a worthwhile person. I can boost my ego again. I just have to get him back. But wait, you ask, why can't I, the current boyfriend, who's a nice guy, who treats her well, why can't I make her feel like a worthwhile person? Well, sadly, it's because you treat her well that you're never going to have that special place in her psyche like her ex-boyfriend does. In the minds of many low-quality women, the fact that you want to be with her and he doesn't makes him better than you. You give your approval and your love freely. With him, she failed to achieve it. And for so many women, the interpretation of that chain of events means that he is the high-quality man who she failed to get, and you're the man who she had to settle for. I know that this sucks to deal with. If you want to understand how this theory actually plays out in your personal situation, your relationship, you can always hit me up here. That's where I answer people's questions and give advice. But let me offer you some reassurance, because high-quality women are above this. When you have high self-esteem, being dumped doesn't have the same impact as when you're inherently insecure. If a woman is genuinely high quality and she gets dumped by a man, she doesn't take it personally. She's not going into an existential crisis of identity. She thinks, oh, what a moron. I guess he misses out. I think there'll be some men who can relate to this. Like if you're a guy who has sincerely high self-esteem, you've got good character, you're ambitious, but sometime in your past you dated some airhead woman and she ended up dumping you for some moronic, superficial reason. Did you take it that personally? Or you're like, all right, what was I doing even dating a woman like that? She clearly doesn't have enough depth to be able to appreciate me. Good riddance. Well, women can be the same. Some of them fall for like the bad boy act and they date some guy who's really genuinely beneath them in terms of quality, and he dumps her for some moronic reason, and her self-esteem kicks in and goes, what was I thinking? I was way too good for him and he probably couldn't handle the pressure. Not every woman is still hung up on her ex. For the high quality women, they've genuinely moved past it. And if that's the case, you're fine. That's my reassurance to guys who have girlfriends who've been dumped in the past. What I'm telling you is that you need to look into the specifics of that situation and how she feels about it. And so you can test her, ask her about her ex-boyfriend who dumped her. And if she's like avoidant or cagey or gets a little bit emotional, you might be in trouble. But if she's kind of disgusted by her past self and the choices she made, and she like shudders and goes, oh my God, I don't know what I was thinking. If she's sincere, then you're fine. Relax. It's all good. It's when it doesn't appear as though she's moved on that you're in real danger.